to Casa Andreoli for another fun recipe. Today's recipe is zucchini pie using this enormous, you say you don't know what to do with this. Uncle Ray and Aunt Janice have a great recipe for zucchini pie, which you would not know was an apple pie. So while we're prepping this big, huge, humongous zucchini, we're going to preheat our oven to 400, and we're also going to get a water bath ready to blanch the zucchini. So we're going to cut the ends off of our zucchini. We're going to half it. Then we're going to quarter it to make it easier to de-seed. And we're also going to peel it. So look at those big, huge seeds in there. We need to de-seed it as well. So after you're done putting them in quarters, you want to de-seed the zucchini. Dry them out. Use them next year. Plant them. Have zucchini in your garden. So I'm going to do all 4 quarters, like so. And then I'm going to grab my peeler and I'm going to peel the skin. Okay, so after you're done peeling and de-seeding the zucchini, set your seeds and look at all these great seeds you have for next year. You're going to take your peeled and de-seeded zucchini and you're going to cut them in little quarter strips, just like you would do a chunk of apple that you would really like to have in your pie. So about that size, little dime size, just like you would do with apples. And you want to put them in your bowl. We're going to steam these zucchini for 7 minutes. They should still be tender and firm, but not overcooked. And we're going to get 4 cups of zucchini to steam. So after we get 4 cups of chopped zucchini, we're going to take it over to the steam bath. And we're going to set the timer for 7 minutes. While we're steaming, we're going to prepare our next ingredients. So now what we're going to do is mix up all our seasonings for flavors for this zucchini pie. We have 1 cup and quarter of sugar. We have 1.5 teaspoons of cinnamon. We have 3 tablespoons of tapioca. These are all our dry ingredients we're going to do first. A dash of salt. We have 1.5 teaspoons of cream of tartar. And now we have 3 tablespoons of flour. We're going to mix all the dry ingredients together first and make sure that they're nice and mixed up very well. And then we're going to add our only wet ingredient, which is 2 tablespoons of lemon juice. Lemon. You want to squeeze that right in your bowl. Make sure you have your hand over it to catch the seeds. If you don't have a fresh lemon, use lemon juice out of a bottle. Okay, 2 tablespoons of fresh lemon juice. Good. Now we're going to mix all of that up together. And you think it's really, really dry at first, and then you add the zucchini, and you wouldn't believe how much that this mixture draws out the liquid in the zucchini. So I'm going to go get the zucchini. It's ready now. Okay, the last ingredient is nutmeg, and I prefer to buy the fresh nutmeg from the grocery store and microplane it in. It really adds a really big pop of flavor. And you don't need much. All right, let's go get our zucchini. I'm going going to test it, make sure that it's nice and tender, and it is, and it falls right off the fork. It actually even kind of looks like apples. You'd be surprised. Wait till you try this recipe. I was shocked. All right, we're going to add our zucchini to the mixture. And we're going to make sure that it is nice and coats all the zucchini. It might be a little runny at first, but don't worry, it'll bake out. But look at that consistency, and now it's getting very liquidy. And the aromas from the nutmeg and the cinnamon are giving it off into the steam. Wow, just looks really great. Look at the consistency of that zucchini. It looks like apples. Same consistency. All right, I'm gonna go grab my pie crust and I'll be right back. All right, now we're ready to assemble our zucchini pie. We're going to grease the bottom of the baking dish and add our pie crust. Make sure that the pie crust is up nice and high because we're gonna do a double layer of pie crust. And don't worry about the zucchini mixture being runny. It looks great. We're going to add that to our dish. And then we're going to add our second layer of pie crust. Make sure it's nice and even. And add your second pie crust. Now this is where you can get a little fancy with your pie crust and do a little decoration on the sides to close the pie crust. And I kind of just grab the bottom layer and the top layer together and just go around and pinch it. Then we're going to add an egg wash to the top layer of the pie crust so it gets a nice golden hue when it's baking. We're going to bake this at 400 for approximately 35 minutes. I am going to put a few fork holes in the top of the, let me get a fork. Got a fork. All right, I'm going to poke a few fork holes just to let out some of the moisture when it is baking and steam it up nice, and then one in the middle. And for our egg wash, we're just going to crack the egg open and just take the egg white and just use the egg whites to brush along the sides of your pie. Not too heavy, just nice and light. And we're also going to do the top of the crust as well. This is so it turns a nice golden color. Your house is not only going to smell delicious, but when 35 minutes when you go get this pie, everybody's going to be pretty impressed. Do not tell them it's zucchini until they've already had some. They are not going to know. You're not going to believe me until you try it yourself. Zucchini pie. Catch you in a few. Set the timer for 35 minutes and let your house get nice and toasty. All right, it's time to get the pie out of the oven. The house smells delish. All right, we're gonna let that cool for about 30 minutes and then we're gonna dig in. All right, after our pie has cooled for 35 minutes, it looks delish. We are ready to cut into that pie. Crust looks nice and flaky. It's nice and golden brown. And because you greased the bottom of the baking dish, it should come out quite perfectly. At least that's what we hope for, right? Especially when we have in front of our guests. All right. It's still on the hot side, but boy, does that, it's smelling really good. And of course, you can use whipped cream, but we're going to top it with a little scoop of vanilla ice cream. And dress it with a little cinnamon stick. And serve that to your guests. And there you have zucchini pie that has exactly the same consistency as apple pie. Don't tell your guests until they have tried it and see what they think. Let's give it a try. Perfect. Come back again to Casa Andreoli.